You know the feeling. Your heart pounds like it wants to escape your chest. Your breath gets shallow, trapped high up. Your thoughts scatter, and the walls feel like they're closing in. It's that moment when stress tips over into panic. In those moments, you'd do anything for an off switch. We usually think the solution lies in our minds, that if we could just think differently, we'd feel differently. But what if I told you that's completely backward? What if trying to think your way out of anxiety is like yelling at a hurricane to stop? And there's a surprising biological reason why trying to think positive often fails when you're truly panicked. The truth is, that off switch isn't just a metaphor. It's a physical structure, a nerve bundle deep within your body that dictates nearly your entire stress response. It's called the vagus nerve, and it acts as a biological override switch. In this video, we are going deep into the neuroscience of calm. We're going to explore how to directly access this switch to shut down the stress response instantly. Welcome back to Psych Blueprint. The old paradigm assumes stress is primarily a mental experience. The solution, therefore, is mental, therapy, mindset shifts. In this view, the body is just passively reacting to the mind. But modern neuroscience paints a radically different picture. Stress is a two-way physiological loop between the brain and the body, and we possess a master switch that can physically interrupt this loop, the vagus nerve. Vagus means wanderer in Latin. It's the longest cranial nerve, connecting your brain to your heart, lungs, digestive system, and nearly every major organ. Imagine your body is a complex orchestra. The sympathetic nervous system is the brass and drums, loud, urgent. It's fight or flight. The vagus nerve, the main component of the parasympathetic nervous system, is the conductor. Its role is to quiet the brass section and bring in the strings, creating harmony and peace. It's the rest and digest state. A healthy nervous system is about flexibility. You need to accelerate when necessary, but crucially, you need to be able to brake effectively when the danger is gone. For many of us, our conductor has become weak. We stay in that heightened state of arousal long after the stressor has passed, but you can train your conductor. And Stanford researchers have found a 10-second breathing technique that can stop anxiety in its tracks, and I'll show you exactly how to do it in a few minutes. Our understanding of this took a quantum leap, thanks to the work of Dr. Stephen Porges and his polyvagal theory. Porges realized the nervous system doesn't just have two modes, stress, calm. It has three hierarchical states: safe, ventral vagal, the desired state; socially connected, calm, curious, mobilized, sympathetic, fight or flight; anxious, angry, panicked, immobilized, dorsal vagal, the freeze response; complete shutdown, numb, depressed. This is the most primitive response when overwhelmed. The goal is to develop the flexibility to quickly return to the safe state after being activated. This is where the paradigm shift truly happens. For decades, we assumed the brain was in charge. But we now know the vagus nerve is a two-way street. And here's the kicker. 80% of the fibers in the vagus nerve send information from the body, UP, to the brain. This changes everything. Your brain relies on signals from the body to determine reality. If your heart is racing and your breath is shallow, the vagus nerve reports this data to the brain, and the brain concludes, we must be in danger, triggering anxiety. To change your mental state, the fastest and most powerful way is to change your physical state. We measure this function using vagal tone. High vagal tone means your conductor is strong and efficient. Your body can relax faster after stress. The gold standard measurement for vagal tone is heart rate variability, HRV. High HRV is good. It means your nervous system is flexible and resilient. And this also explains the gut-brain axis. The vagus nerve is the physical connection between your brain and your second brain in your gut. An unhealthy gut sends stress signals up to the brain via the vagus nerve, and there are surprising ways to boost this tone. For instance, why can humming slow your heart rate more effectively than meditation? Now, if you're skeptical, good. The vagus nerve is a buzzword, but the science is robust. Vagus nerve stimulation, VNS devices, are FDA approved for treating epilepsy and severe depression. Now, let's circle back to why trying to think positive fails during a crisis. When you are in mobilized or immobilized states, your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part, goes offline. This phenomenon is called transient hypofrontality. Trying to reason is like trying to install new software while the computer is on fire. You must put out the fire, calm the physiology first. The stakes here are high. Low vagal tone is strongly correlated with chronic anxiety, depression, inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, and autoimmune conditions. When the vagus nerve fails to regulate the inflammatory response, inflammation runs rampant. Conversely, high vagal tone is a biomarker for emotional resilience, improved immune function, and longevity. So, how do we strengthen our conductor? How do we activate the biological override switch? Let's move from theory to practice. The beauty of the vagus nerve is that it interfaces with parts of our body we can consciously control: our breath, our voice, and our body temperature. We'll organize this toolkit into 3 levels. Level 1, the immediate hacks, the emergency brake. 1, the physiological sigh. This is the 10-second Stanford technique. Research shows this is the fastest way to calm down. How to? A double inhale through the nose, a long inhale followed by a shorter one at the top, and then a long, slow exhale through the mouth. The long exhale signals the vagus nerve to slow the heart rate dramatically. Let's do it together right now. Pause. Activate your larynx, vocalization. The vagus nerve is directly connected to your vocal cords. Humming. The vibration is key. Try humming a simple tune, focusing on the vibration in your chest and throat. Gargling. Vigorously gargling with water is a potent vagus workout. The dive reflex. Strategic cold exposure. This is the most potent one. Remember the mammalian dive reflex. When cold water hits your face, it triggers a powerful parasympathetic response. The vagus nerve immediately orders the heart rate to slow down. How to? If you're in acute distress, simply splashing cold water on your face or placing an ice pack on your chest can radically shift your state. Level 2, midterm practices, strengthening the conductor. Slow, diaphragmatic breathing. The key here is slow, around 5 to 6 breaths per minute, 4 to 5 second inhale, 5 to 6 second exhale. Ensure your belly is expanding, not just your chest. Loving kindness meditation. Research shows that practices cultivating compassion and social connection significantly increase vagal tone. The vagus nerve is linked to our social engagement system. Level 3, long-term shifts, the system upgrade. 1, cold showers. Ending your daily shower with 30-60 seconds of cold water to train your nervous system. Gut health optimization. Increasing intake of probiotics, fermented foods, and prebiotics, fiber, can improve vagal tone from the bottom up. This toolkit gives you agency. You are no longer at the mercy of the external world. You have the internal tools to regulate your response. The greatest illusion in modern psychology is that the mind and body are separate entities. They are not. They are a single, integrated system, connected by the wandering path of the vagus nerve. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: your physiology dictates your psychology. You are not broken. Your nervous system isn't permanently damaged. It's simply undertrained. By learning the language of the vagus nerve, the language of breath, vibration, temperature, and connection, you are strengthening the conductor of your internal orchestra. You are moving from chaos to harmony. This realization changes your relationship with stress. Anxiety is no longer an invisible enemy. It's a physiological signal that your vagus nerve needs support. And now you have the tools to provide that support instantly. This is biological empowerment. You hold the switch. Now, I want to turn it over to you. Which of these vagus nerve techniques surprised you the most? And which one are you going to try today? Let me know in the comments below. If you found value in this deep dive into the neuroscience of stress, make sure to subscribe and check out our other videos on applied psychology. This is Psych Blueprint, where we decode the mind to unlock human potential.